Okay, so we are starting with Scratch, chapter number 8, Scratch programming. Scratch, what is Scratch? What is the use of Scratch? Scratch is basically a free block-based visual programming language. What do you mean by free? Free means you need not to pay anything to download this software. What do you mean by block based? Block based means you need not to do any coding to run anything on the Scratch, to play a game on the Scratch, to make a story on a Scratch, to make an animation on the Scratch. You don't have to write the coding. You just simply have to drag some blocks from an area and put it on your coding window uh, or your script area. So here you will be drag the code and drop it to your script area. So it is block based coding. Next is visual programming language. What do you mean by visual programming language? Visual means where we can see, where we have the buttons, where we have the objects like a cat, a spaceship, a girl or a boy, or many other objects. So it's a visual programming language where we can see everything. So Scratch is free of cost. This is very good. Block based, it means it is easier to learn. You need not to remember any code. You just think about the code and you will find it from the code window and drop it on your screen to run it. And it is visual because everything is visible, everything is in the form of buttons, so it is visual programming language where using Scratch we can create our own interactive stories, games and animations. Now what are the different types of stories, games and animation we can make with the help of Scratch? I'm going to show you a small video for this. So I'm going to copy this link and paste it on Google. Till the time it is opening, I'm coming back to my slide. Scratch is developed by MIT Media Lab. This is a company who have developed the Scratch, and offline version of Scratch is also available. Now, Scratch is also available online. If you want to make the projects online, you can make an account. You can create an account on the Scratch official website and you can make your projects over there also. But if you want to download it offline and you want to practice on your computer, on your laptop, on your mobile phones, then you need to download the offline version of the Scratch. Now it is not compulsory that most of the students, because we are doing online studies this year, so most of the students may not be having the computer or the laptops at their home. They are using only mobile phones. So how they will be doing the practice of Scratch? The good thing is we can also download the software of Scratch on the mobile phone and we can use it from there. So it works in the same way as it works on the computer. But the issue is only this, that in computer we will be having more features, like I can make a boy in the Scratch animation, I can make a girl, I can make a cat, I can make a tree, I can make everything. But in phone I'll be having only one sprite. Sprite means object. Every object on the Scratch window is known as sprite. So I'll be having only one sprite in mobile phone, and that is cat. By default, cat is the default sprite of Scratch, and its name is also known as, it is also called as Scratchy. So we will be having only Scratchy if you are using it on phone. But if you are using it on computer or the laptop, you will be having a lot more options. But doesn't matter if you don't have the computer, still you can do everything on your mobile phone. So this is the advantage of Scratch window that it is available in 50 different languages. Means if you want to open the Scratch window with any different language like German or French, you can open it with that also. So it is available in 50 different languages. Okay, now I think that link must be open now. So I'm going to play this video.
With Scratch, you can make your own stories. With Scratch, you can make your own stories. Scratch, you can make your own stories. Games. With Scratch, you can make your own. With Scratch, you can make your own stories. With Scratch, you can make your own stories, games, and animations. Let's start by grabbing a move block. Let's start by grabbing a move block.
So in Scratch, you just have to simply drag and drop these blocks in this area. This is how the Scratch window will appear in front of you. This is the area where your Scratchy will be available. The cat, the default cat is known as Scratchy, and it's a sprite. So this is a default sprite Scratchy. It will be available here. Yani ki whatever the animation you will do, or if you will make the story, you will be able to perform all the actions here. And this area is known as stage. So I'm showing you every part of the area, but before that I'm going to show you a tutorial for this online. You can check, there are lots of students who have made games, animation, art, music, stories using Scratch, and these are the international collection. These are the games or the stories not made by the Indian students only, but Scratch is an international software, so everybody is using it. So you can just take an idea ki how they are doing, and suppose if I'll give you a project to make a game or a story, then how and which story you can make, you can take the ideas from here. So I'm going to click on stories and I'm going to play a story. Okay, let us check this one.
You can choose costumes to animate your character. Every sprite has multiple costumes. This bird has two, wings up and wings down.
So they are just telling you how you can create the stories. From here you can get the ideas, and I'm going to open a Scratch window where we will see the projects of the students. Of the international students. So these are the projects. So I'm going to stories now. And these are the projects of the international students. Let us watch any one. This one. So if you will be working online on Scratch, you will also put your own animations, your own stories over here. Then you can check how many students or how many persons have liked your projects, how many of them have given you star project, and how many are confused with your projects, and how many students have seen your projects.
Shoot.
You're speeding, mate.
Weren't you speeding when you were trying to catch me?
Oh!
Oh.
You were the clock that was ticking in my home. Change my state of mind.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So like this, you can see the projects and the and the animations created by the international students, and you can get the ideas from here. Okay, so I'm coming back to the topic now. Okay, so I'll be sharing today in your class group the link of the Scratch, from where you can download the Scratch software on your systems, on your mobiles, and everywhere. There will be two different links. One link will be there for the computers and laptop students, those who are using their computers and laptops, and one link will be there those who are those who have to install Scratch on their mobile phone, and they will be doing their projects from the mobile phone. So there will be two different links, which I have already uploaded on Atlantic also. If anybody wants to see, you can go to the classroom. You will open your classroom. And in the home tab, if you will click on homework, you can check that I have already uploaded a homework in which I told you to download these softwares and run it on your system. This is a link for the laptop, computer, and mobile Android users who are having version 6. Even I'm also not having Android version 6. So if you are using mobile version 6, then only you have to click on this link. If you don't have Android version 6, then you have to download from here. This is a link for mobile users having Android version smaller than version 6. So using the Play Store, you can download Scratch from this link. Okay, so I'm coming now back to the PPT. I will also share this link in your class group today. So what is this Scratch Cat? This is also known as Scratchy, which is the official mascot, or which is the official sprite of Scratch software. It means by default you will be able to see only Scratchy on your window if you are not going to change. Okay, so this is how your Scratch window will appear. And this is how I have labeled your Scratch window. What are the different parts of the Scratch window? This area is known as stage, where you will be making your animations, your projects and everything. So this area is stage. And on stage you have to place different sprites. By default there will be only one sprite, and that is Scratchy. So if I'll put a spaceship here on the stage, then it will be sprite 2. And if I'll place a girl on the stage, then it will be sprite 3. So like this, I can place n number of sprites on my stage. Okay, next is, now how can we add the sprites? How can we add the sprite? There is a button at the bottom from where you can add the sprite. And next to it, on the right hand side of this button, there is one more button, that is add a background. So using this button, you can add a background. You can change the background of the stage. Right now, there is a white color stage, but you can make it looks like a jungle scene. You can make it looks like a mountain scene. You can make it look like an ocean scene, or like a cat is standing on the clouds, anything. So using this button you can change the background. Okay, next is, this area is known as script area. Script area means where you will be doing the coding. That area is known as script area. This blue title bar is known as menu bar, from where you can select the menus. There are two buttons, green and red. One is a green flag and one is a red flag. Green flag is used to play your story, play your animation, and red flag is used to stop your story, stop your animation. Next is blocks. Blocks is these codings which you need to drag and drop it on your screen directly to play it. Suppose I want that cat should move 10 steps and then make a sound like meow. So it will be making that sound and it will be moving 10 steps only with the help of these blocks. So you have to drag it and drop it on your script area, then only your sprite will work. So from here you can select the blocks, any block which you want. Now from this area you will be selecting blocks, but आपको कौन सा block select करना है? If you want to make a sound, if you want to make some calculations, if you want that, if I'll press a key, if I'll press a arrow key on my keyboard, then cat should jump. So all these things you have to decide from this blocks palette. This area is known as block palette. From here you will be selecting key what and how your sprite should respond. Okay, and last is this area. This is the sprite list. Now suppose if I'll insert 3 different sprites on my stage, one is the cat, one is the spaceship, and one is the girl, then it will show me the list of all the 3 sprites. Right now it is showing only sprite 1 because I have only 1 sprite on my stage. So if I'll add more, it will be displaying the other sprites also. So this is how your sprite windows appear. Okay, now let us understand the terms which we are using in the Scratch window. First is sprite. Sprite क्या है? Sprite is an object or a character in your movie, in your game, in your animation. It can be a cat, it can be a spaceship, it can be a girl, it can be a boy, it can be a ball, it can be anything. Any object or any character if you are placing in your story, then it is known as sprite. Next is what is backdrop. Backdrop is the appearance of your background. If you want to make your background should appear like a jungle scene, if you want your background should appear like a sky scene, then it's a background. Next is stage. Stage is the area where the action takes place. That area is known as stage. What are blocks? Blocks are the codes which are already created in the Scratch, and you just have to simply drag and drop into your script area. Next is what is script. Now after dragging and dropping the blocks, it makes a script which tells this sprite what to do. For example, if the cat has to move and make the sound while moving, so you can explain this to cat with the help of script. Next, last is block palette. Block palette, from where you are selecting which block you are going to drag it on your screen. So that is block palette. Okay, now what are the different categories of blocks? We have different categories of blocks. These are the different categories. The colors which I have made here, like blue color, purple color, pink color, yellow color, orange color, and the light blue color. The same color will also appear in your in your in your in your Scratch window also. So first is motion. Using motion, what you will do, you can make your mouse or your cat turn, move, set a position. All these things can be done with the motion block. Next is looks. Now if I want to change the appearance of the cat, I want to change the costume of the cat, I want to change the background of the cat. So all these things, all these changes I can make with the help of looks. Sound means if I wanted to play a sound, if I wanted to change a volume during the execution of the program or during the execution of the story, then it can be done with the help of sound block. Next is event. Using events, like suppose if I want that if I'll move a mouse on my screen, or if somebody will move a mouse on my screen, then cat should make a sound like meow. So that can be done with the help of events. Next is controls. Controls means, like suppose if I want to make some conditions. For example, I want that cat should jump if a girl will enter into the screen, or if a girl will enter into the onto the stage. as soon as the girl will enter, then only cat should jump. So it's a condition. So these conditions, according to these conditions, if you want to perform some action, that can be done with the help of controls. Next is sensing. Sensing means like it helps in most of the time it helps in playing the games. For example, if somebody is pressing the arrow key, at that time the cat should jump. If somebody is pressing the right arrow key, then cat should move forward. So all these things ki कौन सी की पे प्रेस करने पे what action will be performed, this can be done with the help of sensing. Next is operators. Now, if I want to do some addition, multiplication, subtraction in my Scratch window, that can be done with the help of operators. And next is variables. Variables means like if I wanted to store some value, if I wanted to take a name from you and I wanted to store that name, that can be done with the help of variables. So this is how the categories of blocks are divided, which we will be using throughout the programming. Right now, today, we are doing only this much. I expect from everyone by the next class, everybody will install the Scratch software in their systems or in their phones, so that by the next class, we can start with the small programs of Scratch.